there's two defensive players that I'm telling you right now, they're going to be on the Yinzer narrative here soon. I mean, one's already there, and one, because of a bad game last week, he's going to be there real soon. I don't understand this, other than because of the size of his paycheck, the hate on Minkah. I get it. He hasn't had the turnovers and the splash plays for a couple years, but I put this out there. Let's say the Pirates sign Juan Soto, right? Mr. $600 million man that's in the news.
Gosh, it'd be a disaster.
But every time he gets to the plate, the pitcher throws the ball in the dirt. What are you going to do? Yell at him for not hitting home runs? Minkah's doing his job. They're just not getting the plays. Though I understand you'd like to see him with pick sixes or fumble recoveries or tip passes. But if they're not throwing it towards him, that's doing your job. They're not even challenging you.
Listen.
They're not challenging you.
The game of football is very simple. Well, it's simple. You have 11 players who all have a role to play. And you're supposed to do your job. If you try to do somebody else's job, or you don't do your own job, it screws everything up. Minkah's doing exactly what is being asked of him as his role. He's a center fielder. Yeah, he's not. Listen, if he's getting a lot of tackles, that means we're not covering the run or the pass well. Neither one.
What, like 3 years?
Like
about 3 years ago, right?
He's the last resort. He's the last line of defense, y'all. Like if he is in all the plays, that's a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand. I don't think you understand. Like the dude is playing punt return on defense. Like he's 15 yards back in a lot of cases.
I just want to know how many completions are on Minkah. Then if there's a bunch, you have a right to complain. I guarantee you there's less than 10 or 12 on the year on him.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing, and that's the thing. Like people, our fans will take one play, like a 3rd and 5. They convert another NFL professional team.
Yeah.
With, amazing talent. Let's not forget this is the NFL. Okay. And you have, and I think sometimes we forget as fans that the other team got talent too, and other team makes plays too. Like you have to give them. You are not going to shut down an NFL team for 60 minutes. It's just not going to happen. Like I beg of you fans to tamper, like mute your expectations in a game. Okay, it's supposed to go back and forth. That's what it is. It's the ultimate team sport. It's going to go back and forth. And the NFL organization has set it up so that there is an immense amount of parity. So that way it stays entertaining. It keeps your eyeballs on the game.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be tight. It's supposed to be close. This is what it's supposed to look like, y'all. We're just supposed to win more than we lose. That's it. That's how it works.
And you brought up a play, and I know what play you're talking about against Cleveland. When it was a 3rd down and 6 or 7, Judy caught the out, and Minkah was there, and Porter was there.
Right.
Now, they screwed up the coverage.
Sure.
Okay.
They're going to do that sometimes.
Happen, right? It's going to happen. Was it a bad call? Maybe. Was it a good call with bad execution? Maybe. Was it just good? To me, it looked like there was a confusion on it. So whatever that may be, we don't know.
Right.
Which brings me to the other guy on that play who had a rough day, Mr. Joey Porter Jr., Mr. Habeas Grabbits. I'm going to use an old tongue.
I love it.
I'm going to use an old tongue.
Grab it, sir. Make him angry.
I think the only bad one he had was the one in the end zone.
Yeah.
When it was 14-14.
Yes.
Because that ball was clearly uncatchable.
Yes.
The other one, He's fighting. By the way, he's fighting with a future Steeler. By the way, I'm telling
That's
you.
what
Right
I'm hearing. That's the
now.
word
That's
on
what
the
I'm
street.
hearing. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm hearing.
Fighting with a future Steeler. Him and T. Higgins are. They are. I mean, they're both big physical guys, which I love. By the way, and I'll before we get into Mr. Porks, I want to ask you if you're concerned with him or not. By the way, I loved Austin's game plan. Porter follows Higgins because of the size, and then you bracket Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase didn't really do anything except he had that 140-some yard at the end, which I think I was just as open on my couch as those guys were. I don't know what the hell happened there. For the most part, that was a really good game plan. The problem is, they gash us on a couple other things. Gesicki had a couple players in it. But I like that game plan overall. But anyway, back to Mr. Porter. Are you worried about the grabbiness, the handsiness? Because is that going to come back and bite them in the rear end at the wrong time?
Where my camera at? I'm gonna get really close. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell no, bro. Hell no. Keep being aggressive. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. He's being taught to use his length. Okay. He's being taught to be a little habeas grabbus. That is all being taught, y'all. I'm telling you, because, and he's even talked about it. He's even said, my length is going to cause people problems. He's an avatar, man. His arms as long as his height, you know? Yeah, so he is going to get, because they ain't even used to him being able to to grab to even get to where he can get to with the length of his arm. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, his wingspan is ridiculous. Okay, so no, I'm not concerned about that. Secondly, Mike Tomlin said it perfectly, and I tweeted out the second I heard it. He said, "When you play in Shaq, you got to go ahead and foul that dude from time to time. You got to hack a Shaq," and that's what he did. He's like, "Look, we know what T. Higgins can do. We're going to take advantage."
Yeah, and sometimes he did do that. He had a couple of nice pass breakups on him too.
Yeah, bro. Like, so to that point, no, I'm not concerned about Joey Porter Jr. Not one bit, because I look at the matchup. Like, T. Higgins is a matchup nightmare. Jamar Chase is a matchup nightmare. I don't care that they are the Cincinnati Bengals, bro. They score a lot of points. Their defense is terrible, though.
He said, "We ain't doing this Carl Pickens and Darnay Scott shit again."
Dude, I mean, shoot. I mean, they had a heck of an offense back then with Jeff Blake, right? So, so, I mean, those dudes are going to do those type of things. That's just going to happen, you know? It doesn't matter if it's us or anybody else. Like,
see, I would agree, because it's like the home run hitter occasionally is going to strike out.
Absolutely.
He's going to have games where he strikes out a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a holding call, 5 yards automatic first down, here and there, for a majority of the game, shutting a guy down, because I'm still of the belief that there's not a lot of teams that can consistently move the ball on us.
Yes.
For every penalty he commits, and I don't think he's not, Sunday was an outlier. He's not going to commit 6 penalties a game every game.
No.
Okay? Even if he commits like 1 or 2 a game, I don't think it's going to be that bad, because I think there's so many other playmakers on this defense. They're going to not bail him out, but they're going to allow him to play that way.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. If you go 4 games in a row with 6 or 7 penalties in each game, you have a trend.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I mean, I do think the next couple of weeks you got to be a little careful,